Good morning, welcome to another video. I hope you're well. I penciled in a couple of hours fishing this morning, as you can see behind me, I'm by the river. However, it's not quite what I had in mind. Sunday evening, I thought Tuesday I'll get out, the river's dropping lovely, I'll get out and do a little bit of trotting with some mash bread for some chub. It looked like it was going to be cracking for sort of late Monday or early Tuesday. The colour was dropping out of it. Then Storm Debbie hit. And as you can see behind me, it's brown and very high. Now, what I've decided to do today, as I say, I've penciled in this couple of hours, so I thought, well, clearly we can't trot. I mean, it's nowhere near enough clarity besides anything else. So I thought, I know what we'll do. We'll go to a different stretch and we'll just fish a few slacks, see if we can winkle a nice chub out. That's my thinking. I think it's pretty much the only thing we're going to connect with in this sort of water. Very outside chance of a barbel, but sort of mid-morning I don't think we've got too much chance, so I think we'll sneak around a few slacks, see if we can winkle out a chub. And with that in mind, I've got with me my Dower Power Mesh £1.25 test curve rod, GSBR LT 3000 reel there, travelling very light. She's got a net, bank stick and my bag with some bait and a few tackle items in. Bait wise, I've got some cheese paste. I think that's probably going to be our best bet today. Something nice and smelly. We can drop, as I say, just into some slacks. See if we can winkle a fish out. Fishing for one bite really, I think. I have brought some bread with me as well and some mashed bread, just in case we fancy putting a bit of sort of mashed bread. If we find a nice slack, we can put some mashed bread in. But yeah, I think really we're fishing for one bite. Right, that's probably enough waffle, isn't it? Where to start? Good question. We'll go and have a rove about, see what we can find. So, I've rarely seen this particular stretch in this condition. Usually I don't come down here when it's like this. But we'll have a go. We've got a couple of hours penciled in. Some fishing. I very nearly didn't bother, to be honest, and I think we may well be wasting our time, but we'll have a go. I'll get tucked in down by this tree first off. I think it's a little bit boily down there. It's not ideal, but it does keep boiling up. But to be honest, I've not found much else that's fishable, unfortunately. Now I've got on here my standard running ledger rig. It's nice and adjustable. I'll link you in up there if you want to go and have a look how I tie this up. But as I say, it's very adjustable. And change this hook because I've got quite a small one on here at the moment. Hook on there is a size 12, I think. It's no good for a big lump of cheese paste. I tend to keep all my hooks on these winders here, or hook links I should say. Alright, I think we're going to just a straight lead in here. We need anything too huge. We'll try and out. If that's bouncing around, we'll stick it to that on. Hopefully it will keep still. So we're fishing the slacks. And obviously you've got fishing in the flow in here. You probably need about 4 inches. Right. Nice stinky cheese paste. It does keep boiling up in here. I'm not sure how good we're going to do. It's worth a go, isn't it, for a few minutes? Right. We're just going to pop that in down there. Donk. It's gone down with a nice donk anyway. Okay, that's already rolled out of position. Right. So definitely a 2 ounce. So nothing going on cheese paste. 10 minutes or so. Just done a little change over to bread. Put a bit of bread in a feeder, a block end feeder, so it comes out a little bit slower than it would in open end. Bit of bread flake on the hook. We'll give that a few minutes. It's not really as slack as I'd like it here, unfortunately. 2 ounces is being bounced around, and that's not ideal. That's not what I wanted to fish. Some proper slacks. Clearly, if 2 ounces is getting bounced around, not really a slack. We'll have a few minutes though. I'll have 5 or 10 minutes on bread, and then we'll have a move, I think. This swim, that's the trouble with this swim. It just keeps boiling up, as you can see there. Not ideal at all. Right, nothing doing in there. I think we've had a bite by now. If we were going to get one. Stuck in the reeds. Right, let's go for a wander. I found a nice little slot in this swim. The only problem being, there's no reach overhead, so I'm going to struggle a little bit. I can't lift the rod up particularly high. It's going to be fun if we hook anything in here, but at the end of the day, we've got to fish where the fish are. There may well be fish sat in this bit of slack behind this tree here, so we're going to have a go. Can get the rod up, so it's not like it's going to be impossible. It'll just be a bit right. I think we'll just drop a bit of bread in here. Feeder on, bread in. I do love fishing bread, as I say, even in these sort of conditions when there's very little visibility. Can work really well, with the added bonus over cheese paste that you can pick up some nice roach as well. Right, so that is, let's see if we can just drop that in there without making too much disturbance. I've got that down. Unfortunately, we've gone over a bit of debris there. I'm not even going to use a rod rest. Just give that a couple of minutes. It's a nice little slack that does for a fish to be sat in. I'm keeping my voice down because obviously we're fishing off the rod top here. Although fish don't hear as such, they can pick up vibration, so I'll try not to snap any twigs or make any disturbance on the ground. I think 5 or 10 minutes should tell us whether there's something in there. Very, very limited at the moment. It's the swims to fish. Alright, I think that's long enough. Let's wait and see how slack it is in there, look. It's not actually washed all the bread out of the feeder. Clearly no one at home, so we'll move on. So next up, a swim. It's not here most of the time. It's here today because we've had floods, and floods have knocked all the foliage down. Quite often This isn't actually even a swim. The swim's further along there. That might be worth a go as well. I think for now we'll just have a drop in here. See if anyone's at home. Nice crease actually coming off that tree there. Let's just drop that in there. Make sure we're in the river. We are. That's an half-inch hold in there. The problem about fishing this stretch in these conditions is you can see all that foliage over there. That's all in the river. So it's very easy for the fish to just be tucked away under there, out of the worst of the flow. Makes things rather tricky. Oh, yeah, I'm not too confident with this colour. I think it's just too much sediment in the water. We'll keep trying now, of course, but I don't know. I just think there's too much colour. I'm getting a few taps. Perhaps the feeder's moving a little bit. I think we'll have a move around in a second. Next cast, I'm going to put my rod across that way and fish into the water that way. I think we'll keep the line out of the flow much better that way. Drop that in there. Dunk. It's gone down lovely. There we go. Oh, that's perfect. That's better. Got the line running through the slack now rather than running through the fast water. Right, just going to let the Michael blink a little bit. There's a bit of separation between the bait and the feeder. I do still want to keep the feeder on though. I'll try a bit of cheese paste as well. The feeder will now be out of sight in this clarity of water. Certainly be out of sight from where the bait is. Oh, that cheese paste smells lovely. Right. Let's just drop this in. That's how I think I mentioned at the beginning, we are fishing for one bite, we really are. The swim looks about our best bet. I don't want to spend half an hour or so here, we'll just work our way down this slack that we've got in front of us. Just in case these fish are just sat somewhere and they're just not wanting to move. About 8 or 10 foot of slack in front of us here. Alright, that was a rattle, wasn't it? Definite inquiry. Well, we're barking at the right tree here. Give him a bit of slack. Yeah, that was definite inquiry. Interestingly, that was on cheese paste. We'll have a recast because he's probably mugged us. Oh, no, he hasn't. Well, that's good that we've had an inquiry. At least there's fish here. And interested in feeding. A little bit of cheese paste in this feeder, I think. As well. Just in the middle. The bread. Right. That's good. That's shows they're hearing that, as I say, shows they're interested. Cracking. Right. Chubbing the stretch can be a bit cute as well, so we've got to be cute ourselves. Catch them. Got just the merest little bend in that quiver tip. A bit of slack line out here just so they can pick it up without any resistance. If we hadn't had any interest, I'd be thinking about having a move now. As I say, perhaps try a bit further down this bit of slack here. I definitely think it's worth a bit longer in here, as we had that pluck. I think it was a chub testing out the bait. Right. That's annoying. Well, I like the cheese paste anyway, that's for sure. Well, I didn't feel him, we didn't prick him, so that's a good thing. I think I was a bit keen on that. I should have perhaps let it develop a little bit. Frustrating. It's fish here and they want a bit of cheese paste. That's the good news. Right, let's try that again. A little bit of mashed bread in there again. That just been there. That over there. That's how he comes back for another chew. It's very frustrating. So chubby. Tip pulls around a foot and you miss it. Alright, straight away, look. Got him this time. I think. Oh. Well, that was straight away, and we picked up some banding or something. Oh. Well, there's certainly some chub down here now. We're having our pants down at the moment. I'm going to get one. Right, let's try and catch fish this time rather than some old farming equipment. It's grow a lot of crops around here and stuff. It's clearly some banding off something. So we're in there. rod hooked over. Never quite know what you're casting into, do you? What the bait's dropping on. All sorts of everything down there. There we go. We in this time? We must be in, surely. Oh, we've got something else in the bottom. Oh, I don't believe this. This is crazy. Well, really having my pants down today, aren't they? Stuck in the bottom again. Oh dear. You've got to laugh, haven't you? Otherwise you put all your stuff on eBay. Right. This time. I keep striking, well, as you're seeing, striking, the rod's hooping over. And I'm hooked in the bottom. Didn't bring anything back that time. No debris. Right. Come on. We've not pricked the fish yet, so they shouldn't be getting cautious or anything. They're just mugging me at the moment. They're getting a free meal. Plus what's coming out of the feeder. Certainly something going on in that. Right, they do seem to be playing with it. Pull that round, look. There we go. I can feel him on this time. He snagged us up again. I felt fish on that time. He snagged us up. I don't believe this. What is down there? I felt thump, thump, thump that time. Let's see if we can get a bit of an angle on him. Well, I think that's probably done for the swim. I felt a few thumps then, unless it was this. I'm pulling out the water now. I think we've probably done the swimming now. You never know. But I think we have. I can actually get hold of it, be good. Just pulled half the bottom off. Out. This time, we're stuck in this. The joys of floodwater fishing. Now, I did feel 2 or 3 thumps that time. So, whether or not we've pricked a fish now, that could well have killed the swim if we have. Keep smiling. Keep smiling. If nothing else, I'm doing a good job of clearing the swim out of all its debris, all the snags. But yeah, I certainly felt thump, thump, thump then. So like I say, if that was a fish, we've certainly spooked him. And if it's just one fish, I think we're done for. But if we've got a few going in here, which may well be the case because we're getting lots of bites now. Then maybe we haven't. Oh, right. Now we're in. Blimey. Just stood up resting my legs. The rod just went round. Wow, 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 wow. God, after we just pulled that massive branch out as well, I can't believe it. God, got in this flow. What? What a scrap. Yeah, as I say, I was literally just stood up, just resting my legs, getting some feeling back in my feet. I crouched down here for probably about 45 minutes now. Oh, it looks a nice fish. Cool, it does look a nice fish. You can see. Wow. Cool, that is a lump. Wow. Come on, in you come. God, blimey. Absolute lump. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well. That's worth catching, definitely. He's a nice fish. Wow, we'll give him a minute in there. Well, how's about that? £4.10 of floodwater chub. Absolutely fantastic. Over the moon with that. And literally 5 minutes after I pulled that massive log out. Yeah, what you can get away with in coloured water. Right. Let's see if he's down there with his mates. I'm going to keep him rested up in the net here. He's giving me the hint he wants to go back. We'll rest him up in the net down here, and perhaps we'll give it another 10-15 minutes. So I guess this is where we find out if it was just him down there, or if he's down there with his mates. I say we'll give it another 10 or 15 minutes. So what do we think? Was it just one fish? Or was he down there with his mates? The amount of bites and how quickly we were getting them, I don't think it's just one fish. But you never know. He could have all scarpered now as well, with him charging around in the swim. Well guys, I think I'm going to have one more cast. It's looking very much to me like this river is still coming up, to be honest. This has started to boil in here, which it wasn't doing before. And as you can probably see, it's started raining in earnest now. So I think we'll just have 5 more minutes. Just in there. We'll get this fella back. It's been in there only about 10 minutes. Certainly got his breath back. I'll let him go a little bit further downstream. Off you go, chap. I think it was just bites off him in here. because we've not had another knock since. As I say, I was thinking of doing a few more swims, but to be honest, we came out to get a bite. We've ended up having 4, all of which I think were off the same fish. But we've landed him in the end after all those annoyances of getting snagged up. But like I say, I've had a good 10 minutes now since we caught him, and we've not had another single knock. So either it spooked the fish, if there were any more down there, or it really was just that one down there. But I've removed lots of snags from this swim. But yeah, I think we're probably done. A couple of hours is what I had earmarked. We've had about 2 1/4 now, so I think I'll take the hint from the rain and go home. But yeah, very happy with that, I have to say. Very happy. Cracking fish. Right, that's it. This rain's getting heavier. It's not abating at all, so I think we'll call it there. That's been absolutely cracking. Not easy at all, but thoroughly enjoyed it, I have to say. Really enjoyed that. It's nice to come out in conditions when you just think, well, we're going to struggle here, and actually do okay. It often happens the other way around, when you think this should be really good and it's not. So yeah, nice to have it that way around, but I did think we were really going to struggle, and it's not been easy, but yeah, it's been cracking. And as I say, I'm sure this river is rising. It's boiling much more in front of me now down there than it was before. So I think we're still on the up, so who knows when we'll be out next time. As I mentioned earlier, I was planning on doing some trotting today, but yeah, not with this colour. But hopefully over the next few days it'll start to run off, the colour will start to drop, and that's the time to hit it for some trotting. I do also want to get out after some perch, but I think with the river this colour as well, I think that's going to be a bit of a no-no. I've got a swim I want to fish, which is on far side of the river, for some big perch. So with it rattling through like this, that's not going to be no good either. So really, we're waiting on conditions, but I will be out before very much longer. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your wonderful support, and I'll see you all again in a few days when hopefully this river is a bit lower and a bit clearer.